Good morning, everybody.
Good
Grab
morning.
your cup of tea or coffee or whatever your beverage of choice is, and join us for a live that we have not done for a fair month.
Yeah.
Has it been that long? Excuse me,
Yeah.
Lindsay.
Okay. First of all, though, we have a very important job for the first person who comes on. Hopefully, someone does. Can
Yes.
you hear what we're saying? We're experimenting with new microphones.
New mics. So hopefully the sound is maybe better than what we've had before. If there's no
Yes.
sound, please let us know because we have to figure that out.
The little thing's going up
It
and
is
down,
moving.
the little sound bar. So I assume
that one's
sound.
not though.
It did before.
Oh, we'll see.
Anyone? Hello.
It says there's 5 people on. Please tell us that you can hear us.
I guess we'll just go with the fact someone would have said if they couldn't hear us.
Normally, yes. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. We can read from there. You can hear. Thanks, Eleni.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. So, our lives in the past have been our favourite things, which is what we're doing again today. But we also haven't been live for ages.
No, we haven't. Not for any reason.
No, we kind of, people would have noticed there was a bit of a downtime with the videos there for a little bit. We were trying to figure out what we were doing. We talked more about that in some of our recent videos around why we did that and kind of where we're at now and all of that. I think, was it the Canberra one? When was the one you cried? There was one where Erica cried. The thumbnail is Erica crying. So
that was before Canberra. Anyway, we're back and we're excited to catch up with you all. Nothing.
Why are you watching like a full ad?
I don't know why it's doing that. I was just wanting to get the comments in case there was ones that needed to be blocked or whatever, but not that we've ever had that problem. But there's always annoying people out there.
There can be,
as we know. So we're talking about our favorite things. I was just going to say my favorite thing at the moment is actually our air conditioning. Is it really humid and disgusting where you are if you're in Australia? Because it has been so humid the last couple of days here. It's yucky.
So an update in relation to the air conditioner is we got solar panels put on before Christmas, which weren't operational because we needed a smart meter. The smart meter got put in the day before Australia Day. So we now can run our air conditioning during the day and feel like we're not running up our bills because we're actually
we're making our own power, guys.
Yeah. So Erica would sit here all day working and not have the air conditioner on. So hopefully she feels like she can have it on a little bit more regularly.
Oh, right. Cindy's in Florida. This is your standard weather then. But it's been up over 90% humidity here and it's just not pleasant. But
favorite things.
Yes.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay.
I can't remember what yours are.
Yeah, neither can I. This happens every single time. First off, I have really been enjoying this. Happened for 1 week.
I was just about to say, you've really been enjoying it. I did it for the first time last week.
Erica has started doing up what we're calling in our house a salad bar. And what that entails is just prepping a bunch of ingredients that can be put into a salad. She cut up a bunch of iceberg lettuce and just shredded that up. And then there was carrot, cucumber, tomato, corn,
capsicum.
Yeah. And
boiled eggs.
Chickpeas. And we've got a bunch of different dressings and stuff here. So what I did last week was that I'd put the base of the lettuce and then kind of make my salad in the morning before I go. And then I've got a delicious salad all ready to go. She puts a lot of the ingredients in our small or medium-sized Pyrex dishes. And we'll do that again this afternoon. We'll just prep everything and then it's ready to go. Also, we didn't mention the main ingredient, which is the protein. So there'd be chicken or turkey or ham, or
tuna.
Yeah. So the lettuce is the base, and then a protein, and then the good stuff all mixed in with it.
And you found it's much easier, or faster, I guess, to make your lunch before work in the morning, because otherwise, if you were chopping stuff up, you wouldn't put so much stuff in it.
And I wouldn't make much of an effort. So I'm not the one making the effort, but I'm putting it all together.
Reaping the benefits of the effort.
My first favourite thing is the salad bar that Erica has done for 1 week.
Let's see if it continues. Okay, my first favourite thing, which I discovered, I rediscovered, shall we say. So this Gewürzhaus house. So I've been to this shop in Melbourne is it the Strand Arcade?
It's one of the fancy
One of the little arcades where there's like a Hague shop, and there's that really fancy tea cafe with fancy. I don't know. We've never
They do
been
like
there.
high tea and stuff.
Yes, it's one of those really beautiful arcades in Melbourne. There's one of these shops, and we've been in there a couple of times. I've looked at stuff. We actually bought.
We bought a gift for someone who's
overseas.
Was it Christina?
When we went to visit Christina, we bought one which had like a Melbourne rub and a few other things, but I've never bought it for myself. Oh, I just touched it. Then just before Christmas, I think it was like on a Facebook ad or something, it came up, and I was like, I want to order some of those. And I ordered a couple of different blends. This one's the meatball one, which are
really good.
Thank you, Lola / Gary.
I was like, that's Gary. It's Lola's husband.
Lola. The Block Arcade. Yes, thank you. They have shops in Sydney.
They're in the Strand in Sydney.
Over.
I think that's why we got confused.
I had no idea. Anyway, I did the crunchy chili oil, which I was scared would be too spicy for us.
I can have it.
Definitely not too spicy for us, and really yummy, like drizzled just on like a fried egg. It's probably been how we've used it the most when we did, and we've used it in some of our Asian recipes that we've been cooking. So yeah, and I've been really impressed with the flavor profile of their spice blend. Probably a bit more depth of flavor than like Mingle or something like that, but also more expensive and not as easily
accessible
available. But yeah, I've been enjoying cooking with those.
I can't remember what's on the list. Already completely forgotten. Yes. So my number 2 happened a little while ago, but it was the World Cup. I really enjoyed watching Australia, obviously. I always get into
the soccer, football.
Yeah. None of the other World Cups count.
In Qatar.
Soccer, football, that's it. So Australia got through to the second round, which doesn't happen very often. So I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed the timing of it, because it was a lot of the games were on at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was able to just kind of have it on while I was getting my lunch and having breakfast, and just kind of have it on in the background in some way. So I really enjoyed that. And I'm really looking forward to the Women's World Cup, which is coming up in July in Australia and New Zealand. We have tickets for a lot of games. So I'm really excited. Erica is not so excited.
Well, I'm excited because we get to go to Brisbane and Melbourne and Sydney, I guess. So it'll be fun. Do you think they'll do what's your prediction on how the Australian women's soccer team, the Matildas, will do?
We'll come second in our group, and then it will be dependent from there. I don't think we'll beat Canada in our group.
Right. There you go. There you have it.
Straight up. I'm a pessimist.
But haven't they got that home advantage?
Well, they're beating it up. I'm very, very scared that we're not going to live up to the expectations. People are like, Australia going to make the final. It's like, have you watched any women's soccer in the last 2 years?
Okay. My second one.
Do you want the prop?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I can't remember what the other one is.
Let's see. Go get.
This.
This looks weird, right? It's not. It's awesome.
Okay, I will preface this because I know that
Do I need to demonstrate how
Cindy
it
is
works?
in Florida. Maybe we should. Did you put the washing basket away? So in Australia, just for anyone who's not in Australia or New Zealand, I guess mainly people in the US, I think it's very common here to hang out your washing on the line. Like we have a dryer, but we would only use it if it was raining and it was some sort of desperate situation. It's not something we use regularly. And I think for people who have clothesline, like people in houses, that's pretty normal. Maybe for people in apartments, it's a bit different. But this is called Hang Easy, and it's an Australian. Oh, it's stuck together.
This is excellent.
It's an Australian product, and I was lured in by a Facebook ad, and it's really cool. So you hang these hooks up here on your clothesline, and
Just think I'm the clothesline.
you can fit any sort of basket. You can just hang your basket in there while you're hanging your clothes out or getting your clothes in. And it has been so nice having it hang there rather than having to bend up and down, which I know sounds really lazy, but it is very good. And
we didn't want to buy like those ugly trolleys.
I guess when we were little, did your mum have one of those trolleys?
Yes.
Yeah, my mum had a trolley and you would wheel.
No, I think we even had like a milk crate.
Anyway, I just think that's such a cool invention.
Did you say what the brand was?
It's called Hang Easy. And you can just buy it online and they ship it to you. And it's very sturdy and well made, and it would work with any sort of laundry basket. Ours is like a collapsible one because we've only got a little spot to store it in, and it works just fine.
And we just leave that hanging on our clothesline.
Yeah.
We don't bring it in or anything.
We don't normally have it on the dining room table.
It's seemingly
weatherproof,
fully weatherproof. So
yeah, we used to have a chair that we would leave there as well, Terry. But then we were like, we've got our new beautiful garden,
and then we've got this ugly old chair sitting there, so it fits into the new garden as well.
All right, yeah, we have our pegs. Cindy said that's cool. I remember we had a bag that hung over the line for our clothespins. Yeah, we have our pegs hang, like we've got a little basket that they hang in as well. So everything's there. It's all ready. And we use the stainless steel pegs, which are awesome. I will never go back to plastic pegs.
That break all the time at your mum's.
I was at mum's hanging out washing for them, and I was like, this is so annoying. The pegs just like disintegrate in your hand from like just being out in the sun. So yes, highly recommend stainless steel pegs also.
Now, I don't think I really had a third thing, but I was going to just reiterate. I know I've said this before, but
it's been a big weekend.
It's been a big weekend, a very, very big weekend. I've been playing Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch for, I looked at it, it was 160 hours. I'm sure people finish the whole thing in like 20. It took me a long time. I think I was playing it on and off for about 6 months, more on than off. If you watched the Canberra video, you would have seen my excitement at passing a very difficult stage. And from there, I was able to progress pretty quickly for me to the final battle. And yesterday, I beat it. I got the credits. I finished Zelda Breath of the Wild. It is, I don't play a lot of video games, but it is such a good game.
Yeah, but aren't you disappointed now you finished it?
I do feel a bit like, what am I doing now?
Yeah, exactly.
I do have Pokemon, which feels slow and boring at the moment because I'm just at the start of it and I'm just learning it. So I've got that. I have games on the PlayStation that I want to play, but the thing I like about the Switch is that we can be watching TV or whatever, and I can be playing the Switch.
And
the portability.
And not really watching TV.
But the portability of this, if I'm playing PlayStation, I'm in there away from Erica playing the PlayStation.
Right. So you like being next to me and playing it.
Yes. But sometimes you're playing yours as well.
Also, it depends what we're watching. If we're just watching like YouTube videos, that type of thing, it's fine. But we've been watching, what's the show called? Truth Be Told.
Oh, you've got to watch that show.
On Apple. It's on Apple
TV Plus. Yeah.
And it's about a podcaster who's like revisiting a crime that's happened. And you kind of need to, like, you can't be playing your Switch and watching it, or you're like, what happened? Who was that? Yeah, but that's a good show, I will say. Is it like when you finish a really good book, Cindy said?
I think it's more than that, because
maybe
it takes
a book, like
so
a trilogy.
much longer. Like, I can finish a good book in... The thing about a good book is, yes, you're like, oh my God, that was so good, and now I'm finished it. It does feel a little bit like that, but kind of times by a lot more, because you were just so invested in it for a long time. But in exciting news is...
Excuse me.
The next one comes out in May, so I don't have to wait that long. So a lot of people finished this game in 2017. That's when it first came out, this game. That's how far behind I am.
Has it taken you that long?
No, I didn't even have a Switch then.
I'm joking. Fury Smith. Is that Mindy?
Yeah.
Mindy said she used to hang her clothes out, but she's in a condo for the last 25 years. What is a condo?
It's like a townhouse, I think.
Is it a townhouse or is it like an apartment? Like, what's the difference, please, American people, between a condo and an apartment? Because they have apartments. We don't call something a condo in Australia. So we have apartments, or we have like townhouses is where you would have like your own small outdoor space, and it's kind of like that. I'm curious.
And they're still in like a block. There might be 4 or 6 or 8 townhouses in one kind of group.
Yeah. So is
I think it's the same as a townhouse, but
you in a townhouse here, you would have a clothesline normally.
True. Yeah. But we also don't have like minus 20
we
degrees.
Don't have cold and Christine said it must have been intense.
It was. I was like, so what happened?
She wasn't sure that she'd actually finished it. That was the hilarious part.
What happened was I beat Calamity Ganon, which was what I thought was the final stage. And then Dark Beast Ganon came out. I was like, how am I not finished this game? And I was worried that if I didn't do the Dark Beast Ganon in the first go, I was going to go all the way back to the start of Calamity Ganon. Thankfully, that didn't happen. And it only took me a couple of goes to get the last guy in the end. So
Cindy said you rent an apartment and own a condo. So a condo is just an apartment that you own, an apartment you rent. That is so interesting. I always thought it was like a different thing. Did you? A condo, when people talk about it?
Isn't it short for condominium?
Condominium, yeah. Ownership, where building is divided into separately owned units. Right. Okay, so you can own or rent an apartment here.
Yeah, that's the difference.
We just call it all apartments.
Yeah.
That's cool. We've learned something.
What is the picture behind you, Erica?
It is...
moving that won't do anything.
That won't do anything. I'll do this. See how helpful. It is actually... I got it when I was in Egypt, and it's a wedding... Apparently, supposedly, it's a wedding invitation. And it's like... what's it called?
Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics. Might not be able to see it properly.
You've had that for like 25 years.
I've had it a long time.
How old were you when you were in Egypt?
A long time.
25 years. She was 21, I'll tell you.
Dan had a realization yesterday on the couch before she got through Zelda that in 2026, which would have sounded like ages away at some point, now only 3 years away, I'll turn 50 and we will have been together 20 years. Isn't that crazy?
You've got one more favourite thing to say.
Sorry. Sorry. Yes, apartment you rent, but condo you own, and you share all the common grounds. Right. So it's like a strata. Thank you. We've all learned that. Well, I've learned something today. I'm sure other Australians have wondered what a condo was. My third favourite thing I have been enjoying in this warmer weather having yogurt for breakfast. And I've been having like plain Greek yogurt and then mixing into it vanilla protein powder, just like normally we just get whey protein isolate from Bulk Nutrients, which is an Australian brand from Tasmania. And you mix it in, and it's deceptive when you mix it in.
It goes
it
so
goes
thick and gluggy.
really thick, and you're
And then
like,
you
this
keep
is
going?
never going to work. And then you keep going, and it goes, it's like
Silky.
it dissolves sort of, and it goes silky smooth. And it kind of gives the yogurt a little bit of sweetness, I guess, that it wouldn't normally have. And then it like gives it heaps of extra protein, and then a bit of peanut butter and some sort of fruit or berries or something on top. Very delicious and filling breakfast that I have been enjoying.
Yeah, so we probably have that 2 or 3 times a week, most weeks at the moment. And it is filling and delicious. And yes, was there anything else? We're only gone for 21 minutes.
I'm still reading this.
Okay.
Oh, hi Fiona, how are you? All different. I have a second and a third floor condo, and someone has a flat. See,
Condo underneath me.
oh, okay, right. Ellen, I hope I'm saying your name right, Eleni. We are keen. I do same Greek yogurt called Total with chocolate protein powder and blueberries, sometimes sprinkle on granola. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? It's nice. And it just takes the edge off Greek yogurt if sometimes you find it a bit too sour.
And we've talked about bulk nutrients before, but I think it's up here. How cool is the microphone though? Like I'm up, moving around, and you can hear me, hopefully. So this is the one that we use.
Whey protein isolate?
Yep, vanilla flavor from Bulk Nutrients. It comes from Tasmania, I think, and it comes really quickly. We first found them with the electrolytes, the unsweetened electrolytes.
Mm-hmm.
But we pretty much, this is what we buy from them now, just this bag. I don't know if it's good price-wise. Protein can vary ridiculously.
Yes, it can.
In quality and price.
I think it's reasonably priced, and they ship pretty perfectly. Do we still drink LMNT?
Yes.
We have it right there in our cups ready to go.
So my favorite is the watermelon, and Erica likes the lemon lime. Is it, or is it just lime? Oh, citrus. Citrus. So for people who don't know, these are the LMNTs. We get them from Tarns. Is that where we buy them from?
Yeah.
And we have just been making that up in the morning in, can you reach one of them? In this with ice, and we just kind of sip on it throughout the day. I tend to take mine with me on my drive to work, and I just consume it while I'm on my drive instead of tea now.
And I just use half a one because, I mean, it is expensive I don't know if it's expensive in the US. In Australia, it's expensive. I just use half a one, and then it lasts me twice as long, and it gives it plenty of, like, there's still plenty of flavour, and it still tastes like, oh, it's salty. You guys are, no, it's crazy. We're 25 now, and in 3 years I'm going to be 50. It doesn't add up.
We're definitely not 25. My body doesn't feel 25.
I make Greek yogurt in the Instant Pot. Yeah, I've never tried making yogurt, have I? Like, I've tried a lot of homemade-y things, but I don't think I've ever made yogurt. Have you tried the chocolate salt?
I'm not a fan.
No, I like the fruity flavors.
Yeah. We got a couple of samples a few times, choc mint and the caramel. I'm putting them in water, so it just doesn't, I don't know, sit right in my head. The fruity ones are nice in the water. I think they would do well in if you were adding them to a coffee or a hot drink.
There's a caramel and a chocolate one. Add it to like a smoothie or if you're doing, or a coffee fruit, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think it would
chocolate
work.
in water just seems weird because it's clear. See you, Lola. Oh, Cindy's made it in the Instant Pot. I think you can make yogurt in the Thermomix as well. I mean, I'm not making yogurt, guys.
No, we're not making it.
Let's be realistic.
Definitely not.
So today we are probably going to head out for brekkie, do you reckon?
Yeah.
And we're going to visit my dad. So that will be interesting.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Erica's dad moved into residential care a couple of weeks ago. We went last Friday and it went pretty well. It's a bit weird because he's got one chair in his room and he's sitting in that. So Erica and I are kind of lounging on the bed, which is a bit odd. And we're going again today. Unfortunately, Erica's mum went to take her niece and they have to do a COVID test, and that COVID test on my niece tested positive. So now Erica's mum and that whole family can't go. So only we can go for the next week
7
from the
days,
family.
yes,
So
because the nursing home, residential care, they've had COVID in there recently, so they're being very strict
cautious
about it,
Yeah.
because they don't want it to come back in again. So, which is understandable. They've got to look after everyone in there.
Yeah.
So that is us for the day, and I've got to make the salad bar.
We also made a new Asian recipe yesterday, which I think we might add to our regular rotation. It's one that I can make. It was very easy. It was just chicken, prawns, and broccoli. And that's pretty much all it had in it. And then a few flavors. And it literally tasted like that chicken and broccoli that you would buy at a Chinese restaurant. I was so surprised at how much it tasted exactly like that.
I know. And there was nothing crazy in it. And I was like, I would have thought in the Chinese restaurant, chicken and broccoli, that there's some crazy ingredient. Not necessarily MSG, but something in there that makes it taste yummy. But maybe it's just yummy.
It was delicious.
Yeah, Fiona, thank you. He is settling in okay. There's been a few hurdles, but
nothing unusual for him, really. Like, just some of the questions and stuff are kind of things he's been concerned about before.
Yeah.
And they've just translated over to this environment.
Yeah.
It has only been a couple of weeks. It's just going to take some time for him to feel comfortable, get
and I
used
think
to
it's
things.
hard for mum, like
stepping
back
away
as well.
Yeah, because she wants to control everything.
Yes.
Like, not control, but be in charge of his direction, because she has been for a long time. And so that is, I'm sure, a little bit difficult as well. It's just small things. Like, at home, he was always in charge of locking the front door. And when we went with him, we were taking him to one of the activities, and he was leaving and he freaked out because he didn't have a key, because his job is to lock the door. And he's like, I don't have a key. We can't go. I don't have a key. And it's like, you don't need a key. Like, these doors don't lock, mate. Like, sorry. So it's just those small things that you don't even think about.
Yeah. And also, he used to always have cash, like bills in his handkerchief in his pocket, and then allowed to take money there because it goes missing. And now he's been going on how he went like to have lunch, and he was like, I can't have any, I don't have any money. And so mum's like, we need to put like just some small denomination notes so he can have them in his pocket, maybe feel like he has money. So, I mean, I don't know what things will help and what won't, but we're trying.
What things will throw more confusion in. So yeah, you just need to try something, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Also, in some big news for our household this morning, I went out. So you know how we have the new room out the back where the cats sleep at nighttime, and they have little shelves on the wall where there's 2 shelves, and that is Gem, our white cat. That is Gem's domain. She's every morning when you go out there, she's on either the top one or the bottom one. This morning, when I went out there, Gem was sitting at the door and Scout was on the shelf for the first time ever.
Not the first time ever.
No, but the first time at night time.
No, you don't. The first time you've seen it, because you don't normally open them up.
Not very
But
often.
it doesn't happen very often. But Gem has also been a little with getting out there in the night time, and last night she didn't go out there for ages, and Scout was out there, so Scout deserves the shelf.
Scout earned the shelf.
Scout earned the shelf. So we're going to go.
Yes.
One other thing before we go, please let us know if this sound has sounded better than previous ones. I know we've got a lot of people on here who watch most of our content. So if this sound has been good, I'd like some feedback, because we spend a lot of money on these mics and I hope they're working better. It's been great sound, because we've had problems with live and sound and that kind of thing. So hopefully this is a solution. We're using it with the vlogs as well. So we started vlogging with it yesterday. So that will come out next week. So hopefully it is a better solution. We're still getting used to it, so you might hear us kind of accidentally rub them and bump them and stuff, because we're not used to them being like on our body. Normally the mic when we're filming is on the camera, so that's just going to take a bit of an adjustment. And we've got to turn them all on, which we haven't had to do before, so there is highly likely going to be a meltdown when Erica goes to edit a video and there's no sound there.
Anyway, thank you everyone who has joined us live. It has been lovely catching up with you all.
And what are we going to do every second month? We're going to try and do
probably
this
every second month.
It's a bit hard monthly to come up with
Our
favorite
things.
Yeah.
You have to use the salad bar that you've had for 1 week.
If anyone has any other suggestions for lives, I'm happy to take them. It's just we need topics, because otherwise it's us just with nothing to talk about. So yeah, all right, thanks everyone for coming.
Have a good day.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye.